This is in Arizona. Okay. Other iced teas are available. 2002 BMW E39 530i with an M54 B30. Now you may think I just cast a spell on you, but what I'm actually describing is one of the best vehicles ever made in the history of the automobile existing since the start of time itself. And it's actually a car that my mom used to have 15 years ago when I was a child, like still in elementary school or something. Unfortunately, when she had the kids, she switched over from BMWs to hybrid eco-turds and has been telling me for the past 15 years how she just wishes she could have her old BMWs back, and how, if I just found her one, she would just buy it and I should just find her one. Well, too bad. I already bought one a couple months ago. I found one in Missouri for a great price. And this is the story of me taking that car to my home in Kansas, fixing it up, and then driving it 1,500 miles all the way to California to give it to her. And I'm not gonna give it away. You'll see if we make it or not. If I could stop burping, maybe I could even shoot an intro. So she's got the intake. Oh. God damn. You just feel good every time you see a freaking M54 B30. It just makes you feel happy. All kind of like warm inside, like a hot chocolate. Okay, so we got a little bit of some rat's nest crap going on down here. I don't know what's up with that. Plan right now. Reason we pulled the intake manifold is I just wanted to do preventative maintenance, as you know. Gonna replace the entire crankcase vacuum ventilation system, and that's all underneath the intake manifold there. Gonna replace on these hard coolant pipes. You ain't gotta replace them at 115, but I want to replace them now. They'll last another 100,000 miles and 20 years, and my mom will have to worry about it. So we're gonna replace all of these. You can see my beautiful tape job here. That's professional. I mean, it's gotta be oil filter housing, right? Look at all that down there. When I got this car, it just had $8,000 of work done to it, and they didn't even do an oil change. I pulled out the nastiest filter I have maybe ever seen in my life, and I ain't kidding you. It was crumpled, twisted. It was nasty. It was like, people just don't do oil changes. And before I knew anything about cars, I was people. I'm gonna probably take the oil filter housing off the side of the engine, throw a new gasket in there, do an oil change, put a new gasket on the cab. I'm gonna disconnect the Vanos line from here, because if I disconnect it from down there, I don't have spare washers with me, and if it starts leaking, I ain't pulling the intake manifold again to replace 2 washers, so I'll replace it. I'll take it off from here because I can get to that after everything's been reassembled. I got more things I can do to her. I got suspension coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. I want to head out Wednesday. We'll see how that works. Probably won't. That's fine. And then I'm going to replace on the CCV. We're going to pull the throttle body off. We're going to replace the gasket there. We're going to replace the intake manifold gaskets down here. I think I threw the old ones. Yeah. New valve cover gaskets. Entire new CCV. Oil filter housing gasket, because they go bad every like 5,000 miles for some reason. I'm sure I'll say this in every video I make, but they go bad like every 5,000 miles for some reason. Don't know why. Really not the best. Wish they would stop doing that. M54, my favorite motor. Powered all of Europe for 10 years, won Ward's best engine of the year multiple years in a row. Flat. I got a new gasket here. She goes right in here on the side of the block. I'm gonna clean that up, and we're gonna replace these lines and get ready for tomorrow. Getting the old hard coolant pipes out of her here. You can see in here, she just broke right off and left her tip in here. In this one, she came. However, at what cost? My pick broke. That's life. I know it's a bit messy. I kind of work inside of a shed. It's not really a garage. Happens to have a garage door, but that's about the only thing there. I'm just really surprised. As you can see, that's where it broke off, and it just leaves the nub, the part with the O-rings, right there, just leaves that inside of the block, which is an undesirable thing to happen. You got to make sure you fish all of it out. You don't want to leave anything behind. You know, the Z3 is sitting out there, right there. I don't know if the camera will focus on her. Sorry, burping. I'm gonna throw some new lines on. It is the end of Sunday, and as you can see here, we got the new hard coolant lines on. There's one right here, and there's the one beneath it right here. I got the new gasket on the oil filter housing here. Everything's torqued down to Potes pounds. It's basically where you put the 3/8 ratchet on it and you turn it until it stops turning, and then when it stops turning, you stop turning it. You want to keep in mind, fellas, with this aluminum head and this aluminum block and this aluminum oil filter housing, you don't need to give them the ugga-duggas. That will strip the threads right out these. I've seen it happen so many times. I have some great photos. I'll probably try and include a great photo right here of some stripped out threads I found in the past. You want to be real gentle with them. Smaller nuts like this 10mm right here, put a 1/4" ratchet on that. You don't even need to use a 3/8. Oh, sorry. It's late at night. I'm waiting to get a new alternator tomorrow. And then I'll throw the intake manifold back on, throw the alternator on. And that's all for today, boys. See you tomorrow. Disgusting. Just picked up the new alternator. She seems to also make noise, but less noise than the last one. So we're gonna go ahead and throw her on the car there. Alternator's in. Got the intake manifold back on. Got the new gasket on her, throttle body gasket, CCV system, some vacuum lines around the back, some vacuum ports around the back, little things like that. Get my suspension. I got suspension for her. It should have came today. I don't think it did. Unfortunate. It's Monday. I'm trying to leave Wednesday. We'll see how that works. These lines were tricky to get on without snapping them, but I managed to do that, so pretty happy. It was a successful day, as one might say. This isn't gonna go in the video or anything. It's just finally nice outside for the first time in months. I just found out that his suspension is gonna be here tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and I want to leave Wednesday, and the parts are gonna be arriving by the end of the day. And it's also going to be like 30 degrees and maybe snowing tomorrow. So that really puts a hitch in things, because I was really expecting them today, and apparently they're not going to be here. Today it actually got up to 60, which is incredible. And really unfortunate that the parts aren't going to be here. If I do end up leaving Wednesday, it's definitely not going to be in the morning like I planned. It'll have to be later in the day, which also is sucky. I don't know. I'm not giving up at all. Still gonna get this done, even if I have to arrive a day late, change a flight, whatever has to happen. It's gonna happen. This went pretty well. As in, I completed it, and it's been completed and nothing broke. So that's fantastic. Just gotta throw on the air boots and the filter there. That filter. I might do a valve cover gasket. I might not. She looks really good in all areas except for back here. I don't even know if you can see that back there. It just seems a bit oily back there, but I mean the gasket itself seems pretty fresh. I don't even know if you can see this. We'll see. All right. Recording this at the end of day 2. I wasn't really gonna do this, but we gotta keep going. Gotta get this done somehow. She started leaking. It's coming out the hard coolant pipe that we replaced where it meets the head. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's because I didn't clean the area enough. I don't know if it's because I cleaned the area too much. We're gonna drive her in the morning. It's now Wednesday morning. Just took her on a test drive to see if the O-rings magically sealed themselves. They haven't. She's still leaking. You can see the coolant down there. We're gonna take the whole intake manifold back off. Today's the day I'm supposed to be leaving. That's all right. If I could leave tomorrow, everything will still be fine. I'll just have to reschedule a flight. It's no biggie. You can see the puddle of coolant right there. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I have to be able to fix it with what I have with me right now, you know? I don't know. Bye-bye. So like half an hour later, I got the intake manifold back off. We're doing it. We're just getting it done. That's all there is to it. You know, fellas, in life, if you don't do it, it won't get done. And that's kind of what I go by. We gotta do it, or else if we don't do it, it won't get done. I think she's leaking out of where this pipe meets the head. You can see the green, blue coolant in there. We're gonna go buy a pressure tester adapter kit so I can pressure test it while everything's apart, and then pressure test it after I guess take the line back in and out. I don't really know. I don't know. So, damn it, my pasta. So, ran down to Harbor Freight. It's about 2.5 hours later. Probably actually closer to 3 hours later. Which is crazy. They didn't have what I needed. So looking at the underside of this pipe, you can clearly see that it was leaking. You can see the coolant underneath it. She went into that hole right in there. And then looking at this pipe, I was debating whether to take it out or not because it looked like it's not leaking. But using this shard of glass I found outside on the lawn, I was able to detect that it doesn't really look like that O-ring is seating all the way. You probably can't see it, but I could see it. I don't know. I'm gonna pull it out and then try and put them back in and get right back to you. Well, found the issue. They just weren't seated right at all. Completely unusable. And I don't have spare. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go literally run to the store with my legs and hope that they have some. Probably won't. That's fine. I just ran to Ace Hardware, bought a lot of O-rings. So we're gonna try them all on and fiddle around with them and see which ones don't get snagged and which ones basically feel good. And then we're gonna pray. And so please pray with me. Oh, sorry. That was not my prayer. Well, whatever. These guys weren't snagged. The ones on this pipe were snagged. I've taken them off. So I'll probably not take these off. I'll probably just try and slide her back on after cleaning the bore. It looked like she was leaking, but I don't fucking see, like... All right, it's Wednesday night. I got the intake manifold back on, secured them coolant pipes in there. I really do think I did it properly. Got the O-rings on. Make sure I... Sorry, Jesus, what is wrong with me today? I make sure I put some coolant on the O-rings, slide right in there, wiggle them back and forth, not just press them in, try to get them in the... I don't know. Did it all in my Uggs. So I'm gonna throw all this hardware back on. I'm going to start her up and we're going to let her warm up and drive around and see if it squirts coolant everywhere. I really think I did it right. There's only one way to find out. Let's do this. We got her all buttoned up, everything on, every last bolt, back on the car. It's Wednesday night. It's pretty late out. It's pretty dark outside. I'm going to wait until tomorrow morning to run her and test her. I don't want to open the garage right now and shine my beams directly out at the neighbors. SWAT's raid in their house or something. Be a little bit rude. So I'll wait until the morning. Plus, I'm falling asleep. It's like 16 degrees outside or something. I think I've said this before. I'm from a desert. I don't know if I've mentioned that. It's just a wild experience. The cold, working in the cold is like... It's like it's trying to kill you. It's like you're dying. But anyway, I'm gonna drive her around tomorrow morning. She's gonna be perfect. She's not gonna leak. I'll drive her around some more, and then I'll drive her around some more. Well, it's Thursday morning, and it's snowing outside. So, I guess we're not leaving today. That's fun. Hopefully tomorrow we can set out. I don't know. She doesn't have snow. The Z3 has snow tires on her because it's my daily. So the E39 doesn't have snow tires on it. So I don't really want to be driving around on the snow. Dude, I don't know. Today might just be a day where we sit down and just wait it out, you know, because of the weather, obviously, and because it's just the conditions on the roads are too extreme and severe for me to be driving, because of my own safety and just trying to look out for my health and my future. I think I'll just have to sit in this chair all day and wait for the snow to go away. Unfortunately, there's nothing else to do. I'm sorry, Mom. I'll have to be another day late. It's just the way life is sometimes. Just gotta look out for myself. That's all it really comes down to. The snow's melted. I finally got to driving her around, and she doesn't leak. We've done it. We've done it, and we've done it correctly. So I'm really happy about that. I was supposed to leave 3 days ago? 4 days ago? I don't know. But we're gonna leave right now. I'm just packing her up, filling up her tires, bleeding on the cooling system. You can see what we got going on here. I replaced the entire front suspension in terms of the control arms, that is. All these guys over here, they've all been replaced on. I did that last night in the freezing cold. So we're just gonna head off. We're gonna see if I can just drive there in one sitting. Probably can't, but we're gonna definitely attempt it all the way 1,200 miles. In one shot. We've made it to Texas. We've crossed the border. We're about 300 miles into the journey. 300 out of 1,200. The car's been fine so far. No cooling problems, no overheating. Doesn't leak anything. I pulled into a gas station and I lost reverse. I don't really know why. Right when I bought the car, the lady who owned it previously, she just had it in a shop and they did something with the they've serviced it, so probably has like an incorrect amount of fluid, needs more, needs less, something like that. Everything else is fine, it just didn't have reverse. I had to push it out of the parking space, which was kind of funny and embarrassing. But we've made it to Texas, and we're just gonna keep going here. Everything's looking fine, no engine codes, no overheating. I'm just gonna keep on trucking. Well, 600 something miles later, I've made it to Albuquerque, New Mexico. I found a hotel and I'm gonna stop here for the night. I had a thought while driving. I don't know if gas stations are open 24 hours, and also I'm really tired, so I should just take a break. The only thing between me and California is like 800 miles of New Mexico, Arizona desert. So we'll just cover that bright and early tomorrow morning, and I'll rest for now. Car made it perfectly, not a hiccup, no lights, no cooling system. She still got the traction control on. She needs an alignment after I did the front end, but and she lost reverse. I daily drove this car for 2 months to figure out if there's any issues with it to work and back. And it always went into reverse, but apparently once you drive it 600 miles, something, I don't know, it gets too hot, the fluid. We'll test on her tomorrow morning, see if I have to push her out of this spot or not. But yeah, I'm calling it here. I'm excited we made it this far. If the car's made it this far, it's gonna make it the rest of the way. That's basically how it is. Nothing's leaking. I think I might actually get this car to my mom. Just left Flagstaff, heading down south to Phoenix, and then we're gonna jut on over west and land straight in Orange County, straight through the toll roads. Again, car's doing fine. I still don't have reverse. I still don't know why. But if we could just solve that and get her in alignment, she'll be good to go. No other issues there with the coolant, check engine lights or anything. Probably like 400 something, 500 miles left before we're at our destination. I forgot how long it takes to drive across America. You'd think I would remember, but no. We're only about 300-ish miles away now. We're making very good progress through Arizona. We're gonna be there in just a couple hours. I'd like to stop and get some water. I've been driving since this early morning, like 7 a.m. or something, 8 a.m. when I left Albuquerque. Almost there though, which is good. Unfortunately, I didn't get everything done to the car that I wanted to get done before I hand it off to my mother, but it's time. You know, fellas, if you don't do something in life, it never gets done. I gotta get that E36 in the garage. You know, we gotta get started on that. We gotta tear that car down to the chassis. We gotta pull the engine out of it, pull the interior out of it, pull the wiring harness out of it, pull the subframes off of it, pull the body panels off of it. We gotta pull it apart, everything, right? And so I need the space in the garage. I can't keep just hoarding this car. Look at this interior. I mean, look how nice this is. Look at these seats. These back seats are basically are brand new. I mean, the car is in incredible condition, incredible, and it's not a winter beater. It smells just like my mom's car when she owned one 20 years ago. It smells just like it. I just gotta let her have it. If she doesn't want it, fuck it, I want it, I'll take it back. But it'll be in the family now, so that's all right. As long as I can collect as many old BMWs as possible and just insert them into the family, that's what matters. It doesn't matter if I have them, my mom has them, who cares? As long as somebody in the family has them, that's what matters. Yeah, she had one of these before she had the kids. Basically, she had, I think, a E46 330i coupe manual. She drove a manual when she was living in New York City, and then she had a 5 Series exactly like this one, but silver, not black. Although, who cares? I'm not being picky. I'm not sure she cares either. But then she had the kids, and it was sell the BMWs, get the Ford Fusion hybrids. No longer, no more. The kids have moved out. She doesn't need to be driving these eco turds anymore. She can drive a real car now. And, you know, she's the type of person who's never gonna buy something for herself. It's the thing about moms. I bet a lot of people listening can relate to this. They'll tell you, 20 years, I want this. I really want this back. I miss this. I miss my old this. Oh, find me one of these. Get me one of these. Look, find me one of them and I'll buy it right now. Well, Mom, I've bought one for you. It's time I give her an old E39. She's never gonna buy one for herself. We're just gonna get it done here, fellas. And I apologize for my voice right now. I'm very tired. I'm like, need some water. I drank all my water. The water's empty. But, you know, anyway, I'll see y'all's in California, whatever. Just about to pull into her neighborhood right now. We've made it. Turns out, of course, there's another car pulling into. Always cars coming in and out. We've made it in one piece. And so there's that. This guy, just get off.
Here we go.
Here we go. Mom.
Cameron.
What do you think of your new car?
Cameron, I can't believe you drove across country to give me a car.
You know me.
What a son. She's beautiful.
She's very pretty.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Way more beautiful than the one that just drove by.
We're driving around right now. We're on the search for my reverse gear. Don't know where it went. We're just looking for it. It's
I think
somewhere.
it might be on the side of the road over here.
Maybe it's over there or something.
Sunny California.
Yeah, it's like 70 something degrees here. It'll say on the dash 76. That's crazy.
It's warm.
Yeah, that's wild. We have the AC on. It works in this car.
It's a little chilly here.
Feel that?
Woo!
Yeah. It's not like we got
It's cold.
very working AC and heat as well.
We're going straight here.
We'll go right,
Okay.
and then do another right, and then pull back into the parking lot.
Can't believe we drove here in 2 days. And called me and said, "Go to your front door." I'm like, why?
And there was cat food. And she thought I gave her cat
You
food.
shipped me cat food.
I'm like, no, walk further to the parking lot. There's something else. Happier things.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to necessarily record the moment I gave Mother the car because that's a private, special thing. But I can record now her thoughts and interests and commentary on the car and whatnot. And I think that's enough.
She said earlier that day, if I won the lotto, I would buy one of these. And lo and behold, that evening one showed up at my
I
house.
showed up hours
So
later.
I guess I won the lotto yesterday.
So, to conclude the whole trip from start to finish, it was a success. I got the car to my mother, and it was a great time. However, before I left, I did end up introducing my mother to a BMW mechanic, who she will probably be in contact with a lot. And we gave the car to them to see what the issue is with the reverse gear. And they sent us this photo here. Put it over here somewhere, and as you can see, that's not good. And so the surprise ending to this whole thing is a $4,000 full transmission rebuild, which, if you didn't see that coming, neither did I. And so, you know, again, I'm not gonna sit here in front of you and reason this out. I could put twice that into the car and I still couldn't find one as nice for the money. So we're getting it done. She should actually be done maybe by the time this video even goes out. And because I want to fly back out there for Mother's Day and drive around with her finally and maybe back out of some parking spaces. That'll be so exciting. We're gonna try and do that. Thank you for watching, all three of you. I really appreciate it. There's gonna be a bunch of BMW crap on this channel. There's gonna be a bunch of crap on this channel. Who am I kidding? Welcome, Totes the Poet. If you don't know, now you know it.